there are classic pivots that have happened over time. We're investors in a company called Box in Silicon Valley. It's an online collaborative cloud-based archiving, really. I mean, you take the archives you have today in your office where you store all your data, and instead you put it in the cloud so that everyone in my office can share it, which is actually what we do with Box, and where I can see it. I'm here in New York and I live in San Francisco. I can access all of my files here now via my mobile phone, via my laptop, et cetera. So that's a service that had been founded at the very close to the same time a company called Dropbox was founded, and a lot of consumers will know Dropbox because that's used for syncing all of my consumer electronics, consumer products across all my electronics. And Box was competing with Dropbox and was beginning to sell to enterprises. And as the taillights of Dropbox were kind of pulling away slightly, they began to realize, wait a minute, I have something that's different than what Dropbox does, that's more nascent. At this stage, Dropbox was moving forward it's still very early days, but moving down the track. And they realized they had something unique. And so Aaron Levy and the team there said, wait a minute, why don't I pivot away from a consumer-focused application to businesses? I understand security. I understand all the challenges of you and I working together, needing to share the same file, then syncing that up later, et cetera. All the kinds of access issues. The security team can access all of our files. You don't want necessarily me accessing yours as a coworker. All those kinds of things that matter more to enterprises. So they pivoted from consumer to enterprise, and so now you have these two large successful companies now doing very different things. Answering the question, therefore, so that's a pivot, and that's a really classic large pivot. I was going after a consumer, now I'm going after enterprise. That's really big.